What is up, guys? Phrad here.
New top 3.
New D-BT04 Awakening of Chakrabarthi is just ahead. So it's time for a new series and look at the best 3 cards for every nation to include in your builds. We'll go through every nation in alphabetical order as usual, starting off with Brandt Gate. And as always, my personal release date deck list will be included at the end of this video, including my new build for the hybrid Gravidia deck, so stick around. Enough chit chat, let's go! Let's kick things off with SERAPH Snow. Prison evolves into a major threat this set, so brace yourself for the impact as SERAPH Snow gets a major glow up. Starting off at number 3, Aurora Battle Princess Taser Large. Skill reads auto in front row rearguard circle once per turn. When your opponent's rearguard is placed other than from their hand, rest that unit. So you now have 2 main ways actually to build your prison deck, one revolving around rushing your prison count and reach a certain threshold, and another one leaning more towards the control game using turquoise or this girl. Taser Large just says to your opponent, waste a resource to get something out of jail that won't be even useful at all. Bailing out of jail costing a soul blast or a counter blast, your opponent will be frisky a bit. In the actual control build, I think she is a great card. Let's move on to our number 2, the R Aurora Battle Princess Suppressed Gleamer. Skill reads continuous on rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with SERAPH in its card name, this unit gets power plus 5k. Then auto when this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand. If 3 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as this unit, call it to rearguard circle, and shuffle your deck. It's honestly a huge addition to the deck as it deck thins for a non-trigger unit, and deck thinning is deck winning. It pluses 1 and increases your odds of hitting triggers or hitting that pure light you were missing from your hand. If you feel like you got the room, try her out. And on to our number 1, the fearsome Aurora Fierce Princess SERAPH Pure Light. Skill reads auto when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 card with SERAPH in its card name. Your opponent chooses 2 cards each from their hand, soul, and rear guards and imprisons them in your prison. Then continuous on Vanguard Circle. During your turn, all of your front row units get power plus 5k for every 2 of your opponent's imprisoned cards in your prison. If there are 10 or more, all of your front row units get critical plus 1. So she's our very first Grade 4 evolution with triple drive from our series. When she was first revealed, every non-prison players were shaking in their boots. It rips 2 cards from hand, it power pumps your whole front row for tremendous numbers, and she can also generate critical pressure if your deck is built towards that. She's a real menace and an insane card that will keep your opponent on their toes the whole game. And with that, let's move on to ORFIST. Gravidias might have stolen the spotlight from ORFIST using its ride line in the hybrid Meteor World competitive deck, but our Starvader Descendant stability and newfound chunkiness is nothing to scoff at. Starting up at number 3, Cardinal Primalacta. Skill reads auto on rearguard circle. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a Shadow Army token. Call a Shadow Army token to the rearguard circle. This unit is on as rest. So I personally won't play her, but with all of the retire 1 Shadow Army token costs running around, if you feel like it, she can be a decent safety net for you. In a Destined Jade build, I find her quite interesting. Moving on to number 2, Cardinal Draco Carjamid. Skill reads continuous on rearguard circle. If your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gets boost and can intercept from the back row. Then continuous on Guardian Circle. If your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gets shield plus 10k. So with ORFIST mainly playing critical and front triggers in its trigger lineup, a full playset of this guy gives you access to around 20 cards that are 15k shields and above, which makes this build pretty tanky, especially with, as we know, the fact that Shadow Army tokens allow you to keep more cards into your hand and commit less onto your field. What I personally like about this guy is that you can just hide it behind a tanky front row rear guard and not fear your opponent swinging into it and denying that extra shield it gets, as it will just intercept from the back row. So for that sneaky ability and the extra shield value, I think this card is great. Ending ORFIST with our top 1 card, the R Cardinal Draco Masurea. Skill reads, act on rearguard circle, cost, retire a Shadow Army token, and this unit gets power plus 10k until end of turn. If this ability was activated for the 3rd time this turn, this unit gets critical plus 1 until end of turn. If ORFIST drive checks a trigger, this can get juicy real quick. Run triggers will pump its number higher, sure, but with decks mainly running 7 or 8 critical triggers, this will then allow ORFIST to stack it on the other guy and morph its column into a similar situation as the one this guy is on. And if your opponent takes the bet on eating ORFIST's attack to the face, with all of the deck thinning that this one does with the worlds fetching and everything, the odds of a nasty little surprise are higher. ORFIST had numbers and now it has pressure. And let's end our Brandt Gate edition of this top 3 with our favorite space girls, the Gravidias.
They're my newfound love.
I played the Meteor World hybrid deck during BRO, and honestly I'm just having way too much fun with them. But the pure Gravidia build is also looking very viable in D-BT04. Let's jump into it, starting off with our number 3, Gravidia Shergo. Skill reads, act on rearguard circle once per turn, cost, Soul Blast 2. Choose up to 5 Meteorite cards from your drop, return them to your deck, and shuffle it. If you returned 1 or more cards until end of turn, this unit gets power plus 5k. If you returned 3 or more cards, it gets power plus 5k. And if you returned 5 cards, it gets power plus 5k. Like I just said, I played the hybrid version of this deck during BRO, and sometimes, even though my personal meteor count was kinda high compared to some other deck recipes, I sometimes ran out of meteors to cast from my deck on Personarite, and this fixes just that, as it will also maybe give you a 1 or 2 extra turns before decking out. And it can also get pretty big, so it's a pretty neat addition, to be honest. Moving on to number 2, our new Meteorite card, Falling Hell Hazard. Continuous when you would count the number of Meteorite cards put from your order zone into your drop for the cost of your Vanguard's ability. This card counts as 2 cards. Then auto, when this card is put into your drop from the order zone, bind this card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Nordlinger decided to go full Spirit Bomb on us and gives us a very useful new order that counts as 2 meteorites. As the regular meteors actually draws you cards when placed from Space Mama's ability, I think it's safe to use this new one as ditch fodder for your right deck and simply recycle it using our upcoming top 1 card's ability instead of casting it from your deck with Nordlinger's ability. Unless, of course, you're 100% dry on meteors from anywhere, so calling it with a regular one immediately reaches the 3 meteors threshold to send to your drop on your Nordlinger swing. So yeah, it adds stability and it adds flex slots into your deck, as you won't have to play as many hot potatoes in your recipe. You gotta get that. And let's finish things off on our top 1 card, the R Gravidia Bakubirito. Skill reads auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, cost Soul Blast 1, choose a Meteorite card from your drop and put it into your order zone. And continuous on rearguard circle during your turn, if your opponent's rearguard is retired this turn, this unit gets power plus 5k. And if 3 or more were retired, critical plus 1. The Gravidia MVP. Recycling meteorites was one of the things this deck was missing, and we now have it on a silver plate with a body. You can now safely ditch meteors for your right deck and squeeze your opponent with double critical swings thanks to Nordlinger's skill and the easy 3 meteorites in drop, so this guy gets the additional crit as well. Because let's be honest, it's your whole game plan. A deity of a card. Well, that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, please subscribe. My personal release day deck lists are just coming up, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.